Okay, so I thought I'd do something a little bit different this time around. You guys are used to my text reviews, and I thought I'd do a video for once. Today I'm going to be reviewing Fantasia's Airflow charcoals. And at first I thought this was a bit of a gimmick. I was like, okay, cool, you put a freaking triangle at the bottom of your coal. But surprisingly, it actually works quite well. Now, their advertising is a little misleading. I would recommend ashing them off despite what the box may say, because these things ash quite a bit. I mean, one single coal filled damn near my whole ashtray. As for the flavor, you get absolutely no coal taste whatsoever, which if you're used to smoking like coconaras or anything like that, it's what you'd expect from a natural charcoal. Now, from what I understand, these are wood as opposed to coconut shell coals, which is why they kind of look like a Lego brick, if you ask me. They're very dense coal. Now, at first, I was kind of skeptical about putting it down like this, and I was kind of right. If you're starting a bowl and you're used to only using one coal, I recommend putting it the flat side down, just to get a little bit more heat going, or use something like a little tinfoil hat or windscreen if you happen to have one. I, for one, am too cheap to buy a windscreen myself, so I just always use tinfoil. As for cooking, that's one of the reasons why I decided to buy these as opposed to coconaras, aside from the fact that my tobacco shop was sold out of coconaras. These only take about 8 to 9 minutes to fully cook on your typical electric stovetop, whereas coconaras take almost like 10-15 minutes sometimes. So if you're looking to get a bowl started and smoke real quick, or if you like to rotate your coals often, these are the way to go. Aside from quick lights, of course. These are the quickest coals I've ever seen light on an electric stove. Let's see, what else is there really to say about these? For a bigger bowl, I would recommend using like 2 to 3, because the fact that there isn't a whole lot of surface area. Like, you have this little contact point and this one right here, and that's just about the only thing aside from typical convection that's actually heating your bowl up. So a couple of coals is recommended to actually get your bowl going. After that, I would take maybe 1 or 2 of them off. Yeah, there really isn't much to say other than that. As you can see, it's wonderful, fantastic clouds, which I am a huge fan of. Like, if alright, my webcam decided it was going to stop recording, so I'm going to pick it up from here. The one last thing I want to hark to about these Fantasia coals is they are a little bit overpriced, in my opinion. Now, they come in a box of 45, which, given how long they last, which is usually about 45 minutes to an hour, it's not a bad deal if you're smoking like a small bowl at a time. But if you're using like large Khalil Mamoon hookahs or anything like that, and you're using 3, maybe even 4 of them at a time, you're going to burn through that box pretty quick. Now, I, for one, am in New Jersey, so anything tobacco-related is obscenely overpriced in comparison to anything else. I had to pay $13 for this box of 45, so if you do a little bit of math real quick, 2 boxes of these, and I wind up with about 10 less coals than a box of coconaras, and I'm spending about an extra $5 or $6. But, aside from that, I mean, the airflow design's great, and funny thing is, if you actually look at the coal, can't probably see it now, but they actually maintain that little pyramid shape the entire time through the burn, which I thought was kind of interesting. Getting ash all over my laptop. Yeah, I definitely recommend ashing them at least once or twice through your session, because despite what they might say, smoking them after a while, about 15-20 minutes in, the ash will shed off a little bit, and I actually got to the point where the ash was completely covering my bowl and I was getting like no airflow whatsoever. So I'd keep an eye on that. On a scale of 1 to 10, I would definitely rate these coals about a 8.5, surely because of the cost of them per coal versus anything else like coconaras, which, if you can't tell, I'm a bit more partial to. And their advertising is a little off as far as the don't ash them, don't rotate them. Definitely ash them, definitely rotate them. Alright, this has been your favorite clown, Mr. Pip. I appreciate all the views and followers I have on Tumblr, and be sure to check out a link to my YouTube page, which is coming in, I would say, about a week or two. Alright, have a good day, guys.